personal goals for improving your teamwork and communication skills? So I guess personal goals will depends on the individual, and teamwork and communication is what we have been doing like past weeks, and today we've been using Hangouts to reach each other, and today we are meeting as a group. Uh, to create this communication and discussing what we're supposed to do.
I think I should try my best to meeting each other and like prepare first for the cover meeting for advance to know the question like to answer for drivers to like prepare for the next
Yeah.
Okay.
meeting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my personal goal is just to make sure we're all on the same page. So to make sure we all know we all have the individual assignments, but then we all know that we also have to like work together and do these meetings together, while also focusing on all of our other stuff. So just making sure that we're on the same page.
My expectations, my personal goals for improving, what I guess would be reliability, just to make sure that everyone is on the same page and
Yeah.
that I'm getting you guys the stuff that you need. So staying reliable.
Okay. Perfect.
Great. Question three. What kind of obstacles do you think you might encounter in trying to reach both your team goals and your personal goals? I would believe maybe we'll have some time constraint like meeting
Yeah.
and agreeing on time like the date and the venue. So
Right.
time constraint for me.
Yeah, I think that's probably the number one obstacle for all of us is like making sure we can all meet and making sure we're all on Google Hangouts at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, a day will go by where I'm not really on my computer, because I don't really have a lot of stuff that I need to do for school that day. And so I just need to make sure that I'm like being aware, of when everybody else is free and
Yeah, I
When we need
mean, you would like to believe that technology is always going to be
Reliable.
doing what it's supposed
Yeah.
to do, and reliable. But the fact is, networks or signals or whatever, bad weather can keep your computer from doing what it's supposed to do.
right.
And the time issue, that's also a big thing. Everybody
Time
trying to
issue is
find.
the problem for the online class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Great. Moving into question number four. What will happen if someone doesn't follow through on commitment? Example, misses deadlines or doesn't show up for meeting. Um, I believe as a group we support each other, and maybe we'll work out a time that works for everyone. To make this thing happen. So
And I mean, when it says like what will happen if someone doesn't follow through on a commitment, I think that's going to be their own deal. You know what I mean? I mean, if you don't show up to a meeting, then you're not going to be in the video and then you're not going to have a grade for the meeting. So we can do whatever we can to make sure everybody can meet. But if somebody doesn't reach out or just doesn't show up, then that's,
Exactly.
your own grade that you're dealing with.
But like I think like if he missed his part, we should do his part also for our group.
Yeah,
to
for sure. We would
Yeah.
have to definitely communicate and figure out who's going to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that was another thing about me making sure that we all have each other's emails and phone numbers and contacts, because if you can't make it, you know what I'm saying, just say, hey, I'm doing something right now and something's come up or work or home or whatever the case may be, and you
Right.
can't make it, just let somebody know and we can work around you or
so we
work
can be
with you.
understanding,
Right.
Yeah, and considerate that we all have lives outside of school.
great.
Yeah. for
Okay.
sure.
Question five is how will you deal with the different work habits of individual team members? Example: some people like to get assignments done as early as possible. Others likes to work under pressure or deadlines. So as a team, as a group, I think we can agree on something, and like try to get into each other's habits, and try to help each other.
I agree.
So I think we can get things done.
Yeah, I think we should accept their habit and
Yeah.
just talk to them, like improve their habit to improve our work discussion.
Yeah, for sure. Procrastination won't get you anywhere in life, so we might as well all try and
just
get
try
it
and get
done
this done
early.
as soon as possible. Yeah, and I have a big problem with it. So I was supposed to get my part done like last couple of days ago, but I got caught up between work or something else. So yeah, I'm definitely
So yeah,
Definitely
just trying
understand.
to pick up each other's habits, so trying to get things done beforehand is
Great.
good.
Moving on to question 6. What will you do if every team member except one agrees on something? Yeah, it's a
I
tough
mean, I
one.
think when it's like not like 3 against 1 type thing, but I mean, if everybody's agreeing on one thing, then I think that's when you need to like choose to be understanding and considerate of other people's opinions and just be like, okay, well, they all think this, so even though I think this and this is what like my opinion is, I'm just going to, you know, try and make them understand my opinion and make them understand why I think this and see if that changes anything. And then if it doesn't, then, you know, we just have to work together to come to a decision, I guess. And most likely that would be like whoever the one person out is like joining in on.
Yeah, and then we can also have like the voting, right? Since we are team, we can have like vote and
Yeah,
I think if we're voting, it's like 3 agree and 1 is not this agree. It's
Yeah, I
that
mean,
the,
yeah.
how
as a
the
team we
question
should
is.
not mind. It's just like just like we discussed last question, getting into each other's habits and then trying to see how
Yeah,
we can-
trying to see it
Because
from
I think like there's nothing between two right and wrong. I think just give the opinion out and choose which one is better, which one is fit with the question. It's not right and wrong.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
the hope and the expectation is that most of the stuff is pretty cut and dry, so we should be able to get to a mutual agreement on it. But I mean, I can understand everyone doesn't always agree with everyone. I mean, but
Right.
like I said, this stuff seems to be pretty cut and dry, so I don't see us having a problem or coming to a mutual
Yeah,
understanding
me
so
neither.
far.
Great. So, the fun question: what will you do if one person seems to be dominating in team process? Okay, for me, like I meet like all of you like here today, and I don't think so. Like anyone is dominating, so
see that
kind of
either.
agreeing on each other.
Yeah, I go with in peace.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah.
no trouble. I just want to get
Equal.
this done.
Let's get it. Let's keep it
Yeah.
equal. No one needs to do more work than the other
Yeah,
person.
I just want to
Like,
get my
let's
part
just-
done, and
Yeah. Just keep it equal. And
Yeah.
yeah, dividing parts is really good, I think, because then you know you're responsible for what you need to be responsible for, and we're just expecting that, you know, we'll all do that.
Okay, what are the best ways of people in a team to meet and work collaboratively? What times? So,
So I think we've decided face to
Yeah.
face,
Okay.
kind of.
on
I
Saturday,
mean, face to face.
Saturdays.
face to face and Saturdays. Great. And we'll have the hangouts meetings regularly. You know, if
Yeah,
anything.
still that too, for sure. Stay on the hangouts. I think we should for sure do that.
Great.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Good.